Hello everyone. This is Maria with mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another paper crafting video. I look like a crazy person and I am so sorry about that, guys. Hi Rochelle, hey Adrian, hey Elizabeth and Rosie. Holy moly, I was running like crazy really today. So yeah, look okay-ish, I guess. I'm so sorry. So, in spite of being really busy at work, which it happens, I have, you guys know, my graduation. My daughter's graduation is this Friday, and so it's just been hectic on different fronts. And on top of that, guys, I am leaving. Hi, Kim. I am leaving in July, and so I'm trying to do as much as possible for the channel while I'm gone. And let me tell you, it's a little bit on the crazy side. So, I'm sorry I am a little bit late, and thank you all for being understanding. Let's start with the chatting of what's going on, guys. There are a couple of new kits. We talked about this last week. This is the pop-up Paul's kit. I don't like the word Paul because I seem to mispronounce it every single time. And then there is the Making Memories scrapbooking kit. If you like scrapbooking, if that's something that you enjoy, I love the idea of a kit. And of course, the other kit, guys, I just love it. I think it's going to be perfect for if you have like nieces, nephews, grandkids. So I may end up getting these two. I've not gotten them yet, but I may. Hey Tracy. Um, then I'm going to bring the paper pumpkin kit. It's a really beautiful paper pumpkin kit, and that one actually is the one that matches, or is care. I was gonna say care coordination. That's what I do for a living. It's there's coordination with one of the upcoming suites. So and it says right there it coordinates with the floral charm suite that will be available in July 1st. So if you're interested, I saw it, guys. It's really beautiful. I have to say it's well done. So if you're interested, here's my QR code. You can scan that with your phone or just go to my online store. I really like paper pumpkin kit. I know you all know that because I have so many of them. So anyways, then I do want to talk about the sale that we are having, guys. It's buy one get one 50% off of every suite related stuff. Hi Kiwi, how are you? So bottom line, you can buy the whole suite, you can buy just parts of the suite, and you will get 50%. The same, buy one get one 50% off. I will do the same reminder that I did last time. If you buy if just be mindful when you're buying, because what's going to have the half off would be the lowest priced item. And so, like I mentioned that day, I ended up just buying two full suites more or less on the same price, and so it was really worth it. And I know of other people they're just like even doing a couple of extra purchases so they can make the most out of the discount. So now if you are a demonstrator, then you have your regular discount, and on top of that the 50%, and it's really nice. Let me see what I have here. That don't worry about that. I was looking for something, so I am so sorry, guys. Let's go to the crafting table. I'm sorry I'm disorganized. Guys, how it is when I am late. I just get all like crazy. My brain gets crazy. So this card that we're going to be making today is an Octagon pop-up card. And I saw this, that's what I was trying to do, but it looks like I didn't set it up, from a YouTube lady, a Polish YouTube lady. And let me see if I can find her. I can't find it. I have the name of the YouTube is crafting. Let me see. Crafting with quilling. Oops. There, that's the one I am. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. For whatever reason, it's not letting me do anything now. There we go. I think, oh, sorry. So that's the lady. It's called Quilling with, no, Crafting with Quilling. And that is the YouTube. I don't have the actual the actual video pulled up for whatever reason. I am sorry about all these mess ups. So bear with me. Are you still wanting to stay tonight? It's going to be kind of an interesting road. So bottom line, guys, we have we're going to do this octagonal pop-up card, and we are going to be using, and I have them here, we're going to using the Pretty Florals and the paper from that from the Florals in Bloom suite. So let me bring this. This is the paper that really inspired it all. I was thinking when I was started doing this that the dies actually cut at this, but they don't. But you can fussy cut this. These are easy to fussy cut, but they don't cut these bigger images. I've not tried to see if they fussy cut the other images, but I really liked this paper. And so I'm like, okay, I want to do something with these DSP, which I, by the way, mentioned that I like parts of the paper or some of the paper, but not all of the paper. And so I'm trying to really like utilize it. Otherwise, it's going to get stuck in there and I'm not going to be using it. So I don't know you guys, but I'm going to pull up this up close. This one in here is, it's supposed to be pop-up petunia, pop-up petunia, guys. Petunia pop, but what I see is Blackberry Bliss, and then I have the paper here. So it says it has bubble black, cloud covered, darling duckling. Well, it has everything but Blackberry Bliss, and I still keep seeing Blackberry Bliss in here, so I don't know what to tell you. So we are going to use as the card base Blackberry Bliss. Don't tell me that it doesn't. Like, look at that, right? It does. I don't know. Let me tell you if you're seeing what I am seeing. But bottom line, this is the paper that inspired it all. We're going to use just a little piece of it. It's too busy. It's kind of the paper that's hard for me to use because the flowers are so big. I have a hard time with very big flowers. And you've probably noticed that already if you've been here before. So we used just a tiny bit of it. I was actually thinking of cutting them, but in the end I decided to use the dies from the Pretty Florals, which it brings a lot of dies, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. So let's put these out of the way. And we are going to start with a piece of Blackberry Bliss that measures 5.5 by 12, and we are going to end with a 5.5 by 5.5 card. And I know that not everybody uses the or buys the 12 paper or size paper. My thought process is you can totally try to add as we had added in the past. I just did not have to do this because I actually have a ton of Blackberry Bliss in 12 by 12. I don't even have a clue why I have so many of them. And we're going to score. So we're going to do a like alternating between scoring and marking, and it's going to be very hard for you to see it. Hey Alice, because because it's a darker color and I'm going to use my pencil so I can erase it. So I'm sorry in ahead of time for that, but I really did not have time to do this and then kind of like get another piece, a lighter color piece, so we can see this together. So if it's needed at the end, we can review this together. So we're going to go ahead and align at 1/2 inch, and we are going to score all the way. And then we're going to, sorry guys, I need my cheat sheet here. we are going to go to 1 3/4 and we are going to mark, and we're going to mark at the top and at the bottom. So I'm coming here with my pencil and marking, and then we're going to move again to 3 1/4. So I'm moving that to 3 1/4, and we are going to score, and then to 4 3/4, and we are going to make those marks. Okay, so again, mark at the top and mark at the bottom. Before I keep going, guys, I will have a PDF tutorial ready for this. It's almost ready. I also have like a little template within the PDF tutorial, so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. And so don't worry about those measurements. Most likely I will have everything ready probably tonight, and if not, tomorrow in the morning. So we were at 3 1/4, and we make a mark on the top and at the bottom. Let me move this, and we are going now to open the trimmer arm, and we are going to go ahead to 7 1/4. There it is, 7 1/4, and we're going to do those marks again. So at the top and at the bottom, we're going to go to 8 3/4 and score 10 1/4. There we go, and we're going to mark, and the last score line is 11 1/2. Let me see. There it is, 11 1/2. Whoops. It moved. Okay. So there we go. And that's a score all the way. So I'm going to bring it up here so you guys can see more or less what I am seeing. It's hard to see those marks, but we have marks all the way through there. And what we really did is calculate from each score line 1 1/2 inch each way. So bottom line, from this score line, you mark at 1 1/2 inch towards the right, 1 1/2 inch towards the left, and so for all the edges. What you say? Yeah. All the edges. Okay, now we're going to turn these vertical, and we're going to align at 1 1/2. I'm going to use my trimmer here, and with that I'm going to make a mark right there in the score line. And I'm making a good mark so I can actually see what I am doing, but there it is. So marking on each score line, so the second and the third score line. And we're going to move to 4, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so we're with our pencil marking, making a little dot right there in the score line at the 1 1/2 inch. So what we are going to end up creating, guys, and maybe let me see if I can see. Yeah, you can see it. So there's the little dot. So what we're going to end up doing is scoring now diagonally on each of these, and it's going to create 4 triangles. And again, you have a template, and the template really like it really clarifies it. So makes it a little easier. Now, if you have one of those scory thingies, you know, how's it called? The scoring buddies or whatever they're called, then this is probably easier to do than with the trimmer, but it's totally doable with the trimmer. So don't be afraid of trying. Now, do try to align those two dots as best as you can, because it's going to make a little bit of a difference in the functionality of the pop-up. But there you go. So you have one, and now I'm going to go to the other side and score diagonally between those two dots that we created. So again, between the top dot, or the dot at the top of the at the edge, and the one in, you see, I'm just making sure I have it, and the one in the score line. Okay, I think we got it. It's really hard to see, and I'm sorry I used these darker color, but again, I really am hoping you give me some grace, because it was these or doing or not doing the live, I guess is what I was going to, because it was too busy. So, you know, again, give me some grace. We'll work together some of these steps. So again, I'm just making sure it is well aligned there in the little view and score. And Adrian says that she thinks she's done one similar. That's great. Yeah, did you know where you get it? So I just saw this from this lady, and I don't know if you know somebody else had done it in the past. I really like it, I have to say. It's a very cool, it's a very cool option. And Adrian is, and Kiwi is saying that Adrian is very clever, and she is. So let's go ahead and score. And again, I really apologize, I should have these done, but in my defense, I did 2 videos this weekend. Those are the June blog hop and the videos, global video, okay, global stamping video hop. And so, yeah, that got me kind of really busy, guys. And so but I have those ready, so I may be able to actually do the ones for July, and that makes me very happy. So you know you don't miss it. And then most likely I'll try to have a couple of other pre-recorded videos for when I'm out. So hopefully we are able to do all that. There's a lot of wishful thinking in that process. There's a few other things I have to get ready before I go. I'm moving here, making this as aligned as possible, and there we go. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. I know it's hard to see. I'm going to bring it there, and maybe the reflection will help me so you can see how this ends up looking. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and score, and burnish the lines. And we need, so let's see, we need this one. That one goes mountain. So the small one goes mountain. The other one goes valley. And then inside goes valley. Hello, Nicole. Good morning. How are you doing? And the last one goes mountain. So it goes mountain, valley, valley, mountain. Okay, there we go. And this is how this will look. If you don't want these, you can just make a regular piece of 11.5 by 5.5. I thought this was a cute idea, so you know, might as well. Now that we have these done, what we need to do is to pop up. So I'm going to put them inside like this. So let me see. This is the front. I'm going to turn it into the back and push these triangles inside. Let me see if I can get this done better. And it's not easy, so I am working on the sides here, just pushing a little bit the triangles. And we're going to, now that it has a little bit definition, you see it has a little bit definition. Now I am going to pull or push, that would be, and we're going to, now we have our first like inside corner. I don't know how to call it, guys. And then we're going to do the same thing. So same idea. I'm pushing here on the sides, kind of helping in the sides, right? So in the score line, so they get to be done the right way. And once I have that fairly okay, then I'm able to grab here on the side and push again. Okay. And I think this is looking good, which makes me happy. I'm going to give you a couple of tips of what has happened to me. You guys know me very well. You know how much I struggle with with angles, right? Triangles and angles ain't my thing. So I learned a couple of things today. I hope I can pass that on to you if you're like me and struggle with those. Let's go back again. So pushing on that score line, pushing a little bit on this other score line. And now that they're both kind of where we need them, we score back up here or push all together, and there we go. And finally the other side, same system, right? pushing on the sides, pushing on the sides until it's kind of like easy. Sorry, that did not work. It's kind of like easy because it wants to go onto itself. Okay, so there we go. And this is the card. So we have the pop-up here. Let me come with my bone folder and really burnish those. And so Adrian is saying that the one she made had like a 5.5 and an 11-inch base. So probably what I am thinking is that this piano was smaller, and obviously you did not have these pieces here. So that makes sense. I would say you can totally do that. I did not try to get a smaller piece, guys, because in the end it was not going to be a regular A2 card, and to be fully honest, I just didn't have the time. So I know you guys will forgive me. Give me some grace. Okay, I am going over all these score lines because they definitely need some support, right? It really needs to kind of go the way we want them. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay. So this is the basic card. It's very simple. Not very simple. It takes a little bit, but it's not a complicated set. I don't know if you guys can tell. I already can tell that I made a mistake. It's right here. Let me bring it up here. It looks like when I score one of them, it did not score it so well. So that's what happens sometimes, right? So there we go. But I sure hope it's going to work. So we'll see. For now, it's working because it's closing and it's just a little bit of a gap between those two pieces. Okay, so now we have what we need to actually start decorating. And because you guys know me very well, actually the decorating was part of what made it a huge, huge issue for me. I already have a piece here cut out. We'll see if this fits, and I'm saying we'll see if this fits because every time I did this, and I did it a couple of times, I did only one extra card, but I practiced and practiced, and holy moly, guys, it was difficult. So this is what I did. I created a template. Let me show you out here. So this is 5 3/8 by 5 3/8 piece. And what I did is I score at 1.5 inch on each side. So, I went 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. So bottom line, on every side I scored at 1.5. And I ended up, of course, with little squares in here. And then I just cut, between these 2 points, between these 2 score lines in order to make a template. I did this, and even with this, I keep struggling. So we just all know that I don't do very well with this. Let's just be honest, right? But I did one, and I did the small one because it works. I even put, marks on them. So this is the side up, and this one has the side up. So bottom line, guys, I was struggling with this, but this is what we have. I am really happy that these actually seem to fit well. That's pretty surprising. And this is here's the other mark, the inside part. And guys, you can tell here that it's not perfect. Look at that. It is good enough, but it's not perfect. Although these two are fairly okay. Look at that. So I ended up making these really, really good, but these are not perfect. So I am honestly giving up on trying to get angles corrected. And I'm just going to make the most of it is and decorate areas where there is, a bigger gap, like it looks like it's going to be here. I am going to measure these or align these correctly to make sure that it is not on the way. So what happened is what I've noticed is when you're working with angles, there seems to be like they are crazy. So Kiwi is saying that they're just hard. So when you're working with them, it's just really like, I don't know, it feels like measurements that did not, what would be the right word, did not stick to the regular measurements. So I see here that this is quite tight on this side, but it is closing, and I am thinking I'm going to leave it like that, guys. I'm not going to make any other changes in here. So we're going to add one, and then we're going to add the other one, and of course I'm going to use glue in here, because otherwise we just know that there we go. See, this is the one that's a little longer. I would be able to cut maybe a 16th there, but I just feel like if I do that, it's probably going to be a mess, and I don't want to really have to deal with that. So I'd rather create a decoration in here than struggle. Cut it and be like, oh my god, now it changed the whole thing, right? So ugh, it's killing me, guys. It's killing me. So I'm just using these. I'm gonna cut less than a 16th, hoping it doesn't make it like a big change. It seems like that is decent, so let's see. That looks a little bit better. It was less than a 16th, and it at least makes this look a little better, right? Okay, so let's add this piece in here. Guys, there are things that I didn't make, and I so sincerely apologize. So we'll have to work on them together, but I want you to at least know the basics of what's coming, so you guys know, yeah, the basic of the card. So let me bring, so for the inside, I have two other pieces in here, and I did the same thing for these two. So I create two templates. This one was 5 3/8 by 2 5/8, and then this one was a piece of 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, right? And so what I did, guys, is like I cut the piece and just align this perfectly, and like this side will fit, this side will fit, this side will all fit snugly in that piece. The only pieces I had to like draw with was the diagonal pieces, and maybe because there's less less diagonal pieces, it kind of really worked well, and I'm very pleased with it. So I did both of them as well, to just to have them as templates. So again, we have had this conversation many times. Use templates. They are so useful. I think it's totally worth it. So there we go. These are, and see, this one does fit very well. Compare, let me bring it up here, compared to the other, to the full piece. Now we are going to put this one here. So here's one thing I would recommend, as we have talked in the past. In these cases, use patterns that don't have like an up or a down, because it makes it a whole lot easier. But the other way to make it easier is when you're going to cut them, you can cut them like, the pattern that you're going to use in the front on each side, and it just helps. Sorry guys, now I have the hiccups, and that would be fun. So let's go ahead and add these pieces, and I just want to add these very quickly so I can show you what the next pieces will be, and why is it called the pop-up card. Okay, so there we go. We have those two, and if you are kind of wondering what color this is actually from, I'm looking for another piece. I don't have it here. Well, okay, this is actually from one of the scrapbooking kits, and I want to address this right here, right now, before I forget, while I am adding these together. And that is, I don't know, you guys, if you've have felt this, but I have been, when I am using, okay, let me start this way. I'm so sorry. I'm a scrapbooker, and I love the scrapbooking workshop kits that they are selling. You guys know that. No news in here, right? But I have noticed a few times that the color of the cardstock, so this would be the double um, side, not double sided, the double color or the two-tone cardstock is how it's called. So I have noticed that they can be pretty different than the actual color. So give me a minute. Oh, no. Okay. So this is the paper. And this is again, see, this is the white one. It has a white core. So this is the one that is two-tone. There you go. And this is fresh freesia. So this is our regular cardstock. And this is that one. And it's supposed to be fresh freesia because I checked because I was very confused. It is not bubble bath either, which is supposed to be what comes in that kit either. So I am not sure if you're seeing the same thing I am seeing, guys, but I am just seeing a big, big difference. Let me bring a piece of bubble bath. There you go. So here's the bubble bath. I don't know if it's easy to see. But can you tell, like, it's just very different. So it's not either, right? It's not any of the tones. So I am going to say, me, Maria, I'm okay with that. Because I have, it just gives you some extra tones. In this case, because I had bought that that kit, I had two of these colored, and so this was enough for me to use all around, right, in the card. And so it just looks, it just looks really well. Actually, these stones really looks much better against the Blackberry Bliss than the fresh freesia. I like this one. This was a little warmer, this a little cooler. I don't know if you guys can tell. And so I was pretty pleased with that, but I just want to say it to you guys because I feel that people are always expecting this perfect coordination in the papers and in the cardstock, and there's a few of them at least that I'm aware of that have not had that. Sorry guys, here's me trying to close this thing so my glue doesn't dry. Okay. Yeah, so just putting it out there. So let me see, there's a couple of questions here. So Nicole is talking about the Y classes, and they were supposed to create hexagons mathematically, and I am very, very impressed by that. That's not something I'm able to do. And then Louise is saying, for the hexagon layers, have you tried starting with full size 4.5 square with 4 corners cut and then trim off? The answer to that, Luis, is yes, I have, and I've not been very successful. And that's why I keep saying it's an user error. Angles and I just don't work. I guess that I am geometrically, deficient, and it just doesn't work for me, guys. I think that you just have to do what works for you the best, right? So whatever really works for you, do that, but it just does not really work for me. Okay, I'm going to turn these back around. So for those of you, and again, I'm doing this a little bit on the faster side because there's stuff that I still need to cut, and we're going to cut them together, but it's going to make it a longer video, and I just want those that are here that need to go to be able to kind of like look what's happening. So we have 4 pieces of, it's 1/7/8 by 1/7/8, and I actually changed those measurements from the ones from the lady initially. She had bigger ones, but I'll show you in the other card how it was kind of like against each other, and I did not have a whole lot of time to see where the error was, and I figured that if I just made this a little smaller, it will decrease that getting into each other. And what's going to happen is we're going to add these in here, And so this is what's going to make the pop-up piece. So there you go. Here goes here, and then you just bring this one, and then when you open, this is going to be opening here. Now, things that I am doing that you don't need to do, but I just didn't like it. Again, I'll show you the piece and you can see it later. And that is, I decorated the back. Is that a little crazy? Just a little crazy, maybe. But let me show you here. When you open this, like you can see it, and it just looked, I didn't like it, guys. I just didn't like it. I cannot help it. I was like, ugh, ew, right? Like it really did not look good. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all these pieces. See, now it did get a little dry. And Alice's chain is saying she's challenge accepted. Good. So I am going to bring this in here, and I am aligning it perfectly, not perfectly, as good as we can, right? So the corner of this piece needs to go right there with the score line, and all we need to put is we're going to add glue on all the inner triangles. Okay, so I am just holding that for a minute, making sure it fits, and that's how this goes. So this is going to go inside, and then go there. I can see that I messed up in there. Can you see, guys? Oops, there's a little bit of extra glue. I guess I put a lot of glue, so I'm going to leave that like that so it doesn't glue on the other side. And we're going to do the same thing on each side, and that's what creates the actual pop-up piece. And again, we're going to come here. Let me see, so we don't have a whole lot of messes around. We're going to bring this piece, and we're going to add that way. Yeah. And again, I'm going to bring this closer to my poor eyes because I can't see very well. So this is, so the corner goes straight right there in the score line, and the square diamond thingy will go kind of along the score lines, not in, and so in the, I'm going to call them the triangle score lines. So it goes right there along them, but not in them, because it will interfere with the mechanism. And we're going to do the same on this side. Adrian, I'm just curious if you're still here. Is this what you did before? Oh, I got you. Thank you, Alice. And then let's see. So Nicole is saying that Blackberry Bliss is one of her favorite colors, and oh my goodness, is one of my favorite too. I just love these deep purple color. I cannot help it. It just makes me so very happy. So I'm making sure that it is right there in, you know, the corner aligned with the score line, and that the square is right there at the within those two angles. And the last one. Oh, okay, Adrian. So who did you see this from? Because this lady, she speaks English, which makes it very nice. But yeah. So you're just wondering, where else did we see this card? And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to give this a minute to dry, and while we do that, we're going to cut pieces, because like I said, I am not done cutting, so we're going to have to work together those pieces. I am so very sorry, but I know you will forgive me. So we're going to have the outside, we said it's 2 5/8, so I'm going to align these at 2 5/8, and I am going to cut it. And that is 1 5/8, so don't do that. 2 5/8 right there. It's just Maria. There we go. And now we're going to cut to 5 3/8. So we're going to cut one and we're going to cut the other one. Okay. And now, yes, I'm going to put this together. Just remember that these, because these have two different colors and I want the same color, I'm going to put them together like back against back. And now I'm going to bring in my template, and I did not cut this correctly because that would be, and I don't know if I have enough now. How cool is that, guys? 2 5/8. It says 2 5/8. Let me see, where did I make mistake? Yeah, so 2 3/8, it does not work. It needs to be 2 5/8. And we're gonna cut that. 2 5/8 all the way there. I don't think we have the ability there. I was trying to save some paper, but oh well. Made a mistake, I made a mistake. So we're gonna cut 1. And I'm hoping I'm cutting this correctly, and 2. Oh, really? Oh, well, now I feel good because Louise is quite a marvelous card making. I have seen some of her videos, and she's just amazing. So there we go. We got it, guys. So now I'm going to bring my template, and that's what I was telling you. It fits on every side. And then we are going to bring a pencil. Let me remove this because it's in my way. I wish you could see the mess I have. Is out of this world because I was trying to finish everything before the live and doing everything before the live, and it was not done. And so yeah, the mess I have here is really ridiculous. So I'm just going to hold that well, just trace that, and now we're going to cut these. And I am going to go ahead and, no, I'm not going to do that, just kidding. Sometimes I feel like this brave, and I am not that brave. So I still have the 2 pieces in here. I'm aligning this as best as I can. They're on, and then I'm gonna cut. And that was a really nice cut. And then I have these pieces that you can probably discard. I will discard them later. I don't think I'll have any use for them at all. And here we go again, doing the same thing, just making sure, you know, they're well aligned. And I always start like softly. It's kind of like poking, just to make sure I'm actually on the right track. So I'm gonna erase whatever is left in there. And now we have our 2 bases, and we are going to bring, which I hope I find somewhere. Now that, sorry guys. Okay, I have another piece in here, and we are going to cut this one at 5 1/4. So we're going to do the other 2. So it's 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. And we're going to go ahead and do 2 1/2. See, I have not, I don't know why, but I don't do a whole lot of, I don't see a whole lot of Sam's cards. I'm not sure why that is, but I have not. So, but Louise is saying that Sam Calcutt also has some of these, or has also made this card. Well, I saw it from this Polish lady, so kudos to her. And now we're going to bring in my second layer, doing the same thing. Like I showed you, it just fits perfectly on all sides, but those, but the diagonal cuts. And so all I'm going to do is back again, doing that, and now we're going to cut these friends. And let's go ahead and do that. So now you have the idea of how the card is. If you need to go, guys, I am so sorry. It's probably going to be a little later today, just because there are several things that I still need to work out, and I am so sorry about that. Let's go ahead and do this one. Okay. And of course, because that's how it is in my world, I saw one like that. Okay, there it is. I can see it. So I'm erasing that a little bit, and I'm going to emboss these, and I'll be right back, guys. Give me a few minutes. I am actually using these, not there, here it is. The Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. It's no longer available, guys, but it's one of my favorite. If you've been here before, you know that whatever is kind of vintagey, if that's a word, I just really like it. I'm just making sure. I want to make sure that I'm actually put it in the right place. Yeah, okay. So yeah, whatever is vintagey is probably one of my favorite things, guys, and so that Time Worn type is one of my favorites. Okay, we made it. It's not that bad. Okay. Oh, that's that. I think that's the one that I saw it from, Louise, the quilling lady or something like that. Yeah, the Polish lady. Okay, so this is how it looks. I just think this is one of the most amazing because it's so soft. I just love this. I just really, really love this. Okay, so these two are gonna go. Goodness, I almost thought that I had lost them. Almost had a heart attack there. Right there. Same as we had talked in the past, guys. Always when you're doing these things, just make sure that. Wait. Well, I guess I don't have an option right now, so we're going to go ahead and glue this. That it is, that there's not like a direction because it just makes it so much easier. But see how much better these angles look compared to the big hexagon. No, it's not a hexagon, it's an octagon because it has 8 sides, right? Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, let's see. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the septagon then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's 8. Ha! That's me, guys, for you. There we go. Okay, so this is how it looks. But see what I'm saying? Like having those decorations in the back looks so much better. So let's go ahead and add these 2 pieces. And actually we can just like add this like this and make it easier to on ourselves to add these. Okay. Although the Time Worn has some letters on it, like let me see if this is the top, you can really use it more, like I wouldn't say freely, but you know, pay attention if you can. Okay, so there we go. We added those, and that's what I was telling. See how much better that looks compared to the other one anyways. Now there's another thing I did get some fresh freesia squares that triangles that we're going to add in here. And again, it just looks better from my perspective. Let me show you. Like, I don't know, when you open this, you can see all that, and I just don't like it. I don't know why. I just like it much better decorated. And it's only the fresh freesia. It is embossed in that same, with that same embossing folder. Of course, I didn't change that. And so that's what we're going to be adding here. And I just think, again, I just think it looks a little bit more professional. You absolutely don't need to do it, right? I just want to say this is absolutely optional. If you have, I guess, let's see it this way. If you have a card that you want to give for like an anniversary, or for, let's say, a wedding, something really like big, you may want to consider doing it. But other than that, like, really, it does not make any difference, but being but just making it a little bit more decorated. And we all know how much I like extra decorations, so not a big deal. In these cases, guys, what I did is I cut, I want to say it was 1 7/8 squares, and then I just cut them, I guess, in half and in half, but not diagonally in half and diagonally in half. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I can show you by towards the end of the live. But yeah, I just got the square and cut. Oh, I have a square here. So I cut it in half this way and in half diagonally, and then that's how I ended up with the four. So four squares on, I mean, four triangles each time, and all I needed was two of them, right? So that makes it a little easier. Okay, we managed. So it just looks really pretty on the back as it does on the front. And I just like it very much. And so part of what was happening to me here when I was closing is these two, like, they were kind of against each other, and even so I guess they were against each other on both sides, so horizontally and vertically, and it was getting messed up. I'll show you the other one, and I was just really disappointed about that very much, because I was not expecting that. Now we have a problem kind of setting, because why not? One of them is I am trying to figure out what I still want to put here, so don't kill me, I don't have that figured out. I know that was part of the things that I was trying to do, and I was really slow. So I had, for whatever reason, I brought the Sentimental Park, just because I can always put Dear Friend on the outside, and then Let's Celebrate You in here, and kind of like work around that. And that's what I'm thinking we're going to be doing. So let me bring their dies real quick. Let me see. I think the dice are here, actually. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah. So I think that actually this big die is going to look great in here. And we can decorate some extras. And this one is going to go here. And where's the Thinking of You? Let's Celebrate You. Okay. So I am going to stamp these two. And then making sure that's a good one too. Okay, let me put this together. I'm gonna put one more like that. So I guess what I'm trying to think of is putting them on the side, kind of aligning them to the right side is what I'm trying to say. So let's bring this friend in here, and you guys know I'm useless without my Misty. And so I'm just going to make this as straight as possible, maybe. Let's see. I know it looks awful. It seems like it's fairly straight, so let's go ahead and add that. There we go. And I am going to use, here it is, the Blackberry Bliss. I think it's going to pop up really nicely. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that. And there it goes. Oh, well, that looks pretty blackish to me. Ha. Let's move this out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these. There you go. I just really like how this looks, but we are going to cut 2 times. So I'm going to cut one in the Do we want the fresh freesia? Do we want... I think I'm gonna cut it in the blackberry. And then let me move that out of the way. I have such a mess, guys. I am so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna bring this here so you guys can see. Even if I'm cutting, I know everybody knows how to cut this. Hey Sharon, how are you? So here are my very well beloved friends, right? Actually, I splurged and bought new of these basic plates because the other ones were really ugly. And I think it was Kiwi who once just saw one of my embossing folders, and she's like, what do you do to those things? And I don't know, guys, but I am pretty destructive with them. I am aware of that. So yeah, I can be. Okay, let me hold on to this and back. And just guys, one more. Doesn't, cost anything. So we have one. And then while I figure this out, so what was it? Is it this one? Yes, just kidding. And then we're going to bring this one, which is the other one. Let me clean that up real quick. Okay, it's not clean, so I'm going to use the other side. And we're going to bring this one, and this is the other side, I think. And it works really well. Like I have right here, these is just post-it tape. This one specifically I got from scrapbook.com. So it's not the post-it like a brand post-it, but I use this one and I really like it. There we go. I have a few others. The ones I ended up really not liking was the one that was like, I want to say a quarter of an inch maybe. I just really didn't like those. So they just didn't hold as I wanted it to hold. And I was, you know me, I was like getting a little upset at that. So let's move this out of the way. By the way, the Sentimental Park, I think, still available and on sale. Can somebody check that for me? If I don't know, Rochelle, are you still here? Can you check that for me? Rochelle she belongs to the Messy Crafters, and she is the most organized person I know. She's so great. So if you're here, can you let me know? Or if anyone can check. It's called Sentimental Park. It's probably one of my favorite ones. I've used this so many times, and yeah, I think it's on sale right now. It's in the last chance. So if you're looking for something cool, this is a good one. This is a really good set. Especially if you're like me and you like other sayings and other sentiments instead of just the regular ones, right? I know I've said this 100 times probably right now, but I do like more creative sentiments. And I actually, there is one in the new online exclusives that it's to die for. It's so funny. It's called Not 29 Anymore, I think. And that it is just hilarious, guys. It's so funny. So that one I didn't even think twice. When I saw that, it's like, I'm having that one. And it's not part of a bundle or anything, so that one I have. So the cool thing about this is that you can add these pieces that we just cut, and we can add it in here. Thank you. See, Rochelle, she's the best. Thank you, Rochelle. Okay. It's probably one of my favorite stamps because it has so many options, right? It has thanks for, let's celebrate, all combinations, right? Like, let's celebrate you. Of course, that's easy. But then you have, let's celebrate your new adventure, thinking of you, Let's celebrate your graduation. You're amazing. Love you. I mean, again, it's super, super cool. Thank you guys for checking that out. And on top of that, you have the ability to do this, and it just, to me, just works so well most of the time. Not when I'm in a hurry, but it. Oh, Sharon, you will love it. I think it's worth it. Especially, I don't know how much more in, if it's in a big discount or not, but I have used this so often. Okay, there it goes. It's kind of like fighting with me today. Maybe this is not how it goes, and this is not the one that goes like this. There it goes, because there's a corner in here that's fighting with me. There it goes. Haha. So Nicole is saying, oh my God, yes. So that one that I was telling you about, not 29 anymore, and that is the right word. Nicole says sassy, and it's super sassy. It's so funny, guys. I just absolutely love it. It's super, super funny. Okay, so I think I got this more or less straight-ish. And this is what we're going to put in here. And I just absolutely adore how this looks. This color combination is very much my type. And so we are going to add these in here. I'm going to add glue on every part right there. And then we're just centered this very much as well, no, as best as possible in the middle-ish. I think it's fairly middle, fairly in the middle. Let me see if I can pull this a little bit. There you go. Goodness, it's really being rebellious. And funny enough, I didn't think of this, but this also has like angles in the same angles kind of. And I didn't think about that, but that looks really well. There is actually some are they hexagons, I think, too, that you may want to look into. Okay, let's get decorating. So what we have, this is the outside, we have the inside, and hopefully we have enough. Because, you know, that's me. So I did the dies from, goodness, keep forgetting its name, Pretty Florals, are amazing because you can create the flowers, right? Like they have two-step flowers if you want. And so I just cut a, this is the regular fresh freesia. This is the cardstock that came with, yeah, all these is the cardstock that came with the kit. But I just play with it a little bit. Some have more color, some less color, some more purple. And I think this is going to give us just a really good option to play with. So I, of course, keep thinking that because this one is here, we can just put this big one here. And let me see, maybe up here. Nope. Well, looks like on that end is where it goes. And I did cut one of these. I don't think that is needed actually. Let me see. Let me bring all the stuff I have in here, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I think I would have wanted it more on this side, but it just does not cover it all. And so once the other side is going to work better, I think. And I really like that. So let's go ahead and add these in the front or right here. The easy way to do this card, guys, is grabbing that paper that I showed you initially, the one that belongs to this piece, and just fussy cutting. Instead of going through all this trouble, because I did go through a lot of like, oh, let me try to do this, and let me try to, and it was endless. So again, all this stuff, so all I'm thinking is we're going to grab some of these. There was supposed to be another one of these, and I am going to include, see, like these set brings to, oh, thank you, Cherry. It brings, like, again, there's two, I don't know, two time die cutties. I don't know how you call them. Maybe I can find them now, of course. But so this is one of the dies, and then it has this other piece. Well, I hope I didn't lose some because that would be a fail. This extra piece that you see here, so it brings both of them. And it's, I just think it's really cool. So what I am thinking, guys, is I cut this one. I may add something here later on. I'm not sure. I I like garden green. I'm not sure I love it with this, but the paper has garden green, right? Like there it is in the extra other paper. And so I may use this. As you guys can tell, I got a few of these. So my thought process is I like these in the Blackberry Bliss, and I want to put one, you know, like opposite to each other. And then I'm putting my little pin somewhere else. I have 3 of each, so I have different colors in here, and I'm just trying to decide which ones I have. So I think which ones I like. So I think I want to put that one there. I'm actually thinking I may add this one right here, or maybe a lighter one. Let's see. There's a lighter one, I think. You can't barely see it because it's more or less the same color over and over again. That one is more noticeable, huh? Oh, Anita says she loves Sentimental Park too. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. So, I mean, you can add one here. I'm thinking I may add an extra, maybe right there. I don't know. We'll see. Or here at the top. Oh, I like that one there. Okay, so I'm just going to not use the darker ones and bring the lighter ones. And again, I have a few of these because I am that person, right? You guys know already. So let's see. Where are they? So here's 1, 2, and I am missing one of the regular. Could it be that one? Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. So I have 3 on the same lighter fresh freesia. So I keep thinking I can put one there. One with this one just to make it more decorated, something along those lines. And then okay, something like that. And I actually want to leave these 2 empty so I can put another sentiment. I don't know, like you makes me smile. I mean, there's some other sentiments I can just cut and put them in there, and that's what I want to do. I don't have them ready, but that's what I want to do in these 2 panels. So I'm just looking for my glue. Let's go ahead and glue these 2 around, and I'm trying to grab it, guys. It looks like my fingers are not helping here. So I'm gonna put this one right there. And I just think it's really a beautiful color combination. So let me know what you think about it. I know it's not like our regular color combination. Okay, I'm gonna move this a tiny bit there, and nope. Well, that's where we are, right there. Yeah. And then we're going to bring the other one, and they are all going to be looking, you know, the right way or follow the direction of the card. I quite frankly, so I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. I really did not like the other one I make. I'm going to show it to you, but I didn't love it, and I think it had to do with that, well, with the color, but also, I don't know, it was just really weird. I didn't end up liking it very much. We have some other cutouts that we can use later. So this is how this is looking so far. And like I said, I really like how that looks with the extra decoration. I can't help it. It's something that just works for me, right? Like I know not everybody thinks it's necessary. I would agree it's not needed. It's something that you want to do. If you want to do this, like this card for, like I said, for an anniversary or something like that, you want something that is really going to make a difference, right? So anyways, I'm just looking for one of my many leftovers. So we need 2 pieces of 3/8. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to use this. I don't know if, so I want to put an extra layer right here. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one. So we need 2 pieces of 3/8, and this is all messed up because I was trying, guys, to make some decorations, and that didn't just work as I was hoping for. And we need 5 and 3/8. Yeah, what I was going for just didn't work. So there's a lot of I don't know, in Spanish we would say like picadillo, which means just like a lot of chopping. Chop, chop, chop. I did a lot of chopping. That was not very ideal. I'm hoping this still works. So another 3/8. And this is not retired yet, but it belonged to the sky. What's the name of these? I forget. But it's the one that had the balloons, and I really, really like this paper. So let's see. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like has a little nick there. I think I'm gonna go for it anyways. So we have I can't have the nicks. I'm so sorry. So let me bring this big piece, and we'll cut the 3/8, and then we'll cut it again. I'm sorry, guys. But I will not do something that I don't like. I will not put something that I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I just can't. Who's like that? It's just like, I need more. I need it to look good. Okay. It doesn't take more than like what? Maybe 30 seconds to cut it and add it. It's not really. Okay, so we are going to bring the glue, and we're just going to add, and this is just a little bit of a decoration right here. That's why I wanted a different pattern, but let me show you. This is how it's looking. It's really, really messed up. So I don't have options here. So we're just going to have to give it up and let OCD for another day. Let me move this out of the way like this. And there we go. Okay, so the next step, and like I said, there's things that I would have done that I don't have. This is a 12 by 12 piece, and I'm going to cut just 1.5, and we're going to make a belly band. And yeah, if you've been here before, you know how much I like belly bands. But the card doesn't close well on its own, partially because I have many layers, but even the one that I did that did not have a lot of layers did not close very well. And so quite honestly, I always figured, belly band, you can actually make little holes in here and tie a knot or make a bow. That'll look really cool too. But that just occurred to me, so I'm just going to go with what I have envisioned initially, which is this. Okay, guys, I need your help. What do you think? Do we want these? No, that'll be too much. Do we want the belly band in white or in... I think I want the belly band also in blackberry, guys. And like I was telling you, I have a lot, it's pretty funny, of blackberry bliss, and it's just really, really interesting in 12 by 12. So I am thankful for that, because that's going to work really well today. And I think, okay, I'm going to cut these at 1 1/4. And let's go ahead and add these together, and I think that is going to look really cute. What you guys think? Let me know. Oh, thank you, Becky. I appreciate it. I really, really like purples. I have realized that more and more how much I like purples. So I've always defined myself like a more of a pinkish, like rose gold kind of color. I don't even know how you call that color, but that's what I've defined myself more through time. And then I'm like, ah, you know what? Purple always calls my name. Okay, so all I'm going to do, because I am that person and I don't want this to not end up, you know, taking forever, is fold these by hand and then fold that one. They fit, just there's just a tiny bit on it. So but that's good enough. So we are going to just go ahead and add glue in there, and I'm going to kind of like move it a little bit towards the inside so I can actually glue this. And what I'm going to do, guys, is while we work, I'm just going to put these in here and add this back up just like that. And then we're going to bring one of the big blocks, if I find one, and put it on top so it glues, and that gives us some time to work on the center. And I have, of course, my deco circles. I mean, if you've been here before, you know how much I love this, actually very much. And we are going to add these one on top of the other. I just like the 3 layers. I really like the color combination. So yeah, I worked a lot of layers in here. Same as always, I always give the same disclaimer. No, you don't have to, right? Like there's no need for all this craziness, but I just like it. And now we have all these flowers in here to be able to kind of decorate what we want or however we want it. And just because we have, I think we can put the lighter one on top. I like that, how that's looking. Maybe more like that. And then I have, let me see. These are not finished. So these are not finished, and I'm going to tell you why it's not finished, and you can laugh at me. So one of the die that cuts these went into the back of, that's how fast I was trying to move. But I think that I can put this like really light, like inside, and then, you know, nobody will know that it doesn't have what it needs to have. I really like this one with a little bit more extra color. So we're kind of like putting the lighter with the darker, and this one that's a little darker with the lighter, and that way again we're just creating some color combination, not color combination, that's not the right wording. I don't know, coming back and forth, I don't know, guys. So I really like these. Let's go ahead and start adding. So I'm just adding a little bit. I'm going to bring these can be out because the card will accept that, right? And so I'm going to bring this one in here. So that one is going to go right there against the card, and then we're going to bring some dimensionals for the lighter one. And I know that if you've been here before, you know I used a lot of dimensionals all the time. Okay, we're almost done, guys. I'm so sorry. We got that one, so we're going to get this one like right there, a little bit towards the lower end, which will look still fine because this one is, it will fit well in the card. And now I'm going to bring the lighter one up here, and that one does not have dimensionals. But same as always, you guys know that I like over, I don't know what's the word, but I like putting things underneath, like play with that. Oh, Nicole, that's great. Nicole is saying that her dies from these is coming, from this set is coming next week. Ooh, I'm so excited for you. I've seen really beautiful cards with this. That I really, actually, you're gonna laugh. I actually was not thinking of getting these. I was not, and then I saw a couple of cards, and I'm like, you know, these seems like a really good set to play with. Okay, so something like that. I like how that looks. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue there. I do want to say something when you're adding the middle part, which I don't know where the, oh, here it is. So here is this little area, this really thin area. When you're adding these into the bigger flower, just put glue on the middle. That's what I did. So, I mean, there was one, probably threw it away because it was really messy. Because I was like trying to set it up and align it, and it just was not working. So put the glue just in the middle part of the die cut, and that will give you some wiggle time to really align it where it goes. And once you have that, then you can add glue to the other parts. That way you don't have glue set all over the flower, because it does not look good. Just letting you know. Sorry guys. Very happy dog. I know you know that. I think this is looking good as it is. Oh, my goodness, she can be so loud. Let me think if I want to add just another one. Let me get her out. Go. And you'll see she'll get upset and she'll come back here in a little bit. She'll be like, but I just wanted to go and see what was happening. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one right here. And I am really liking how this looks. Even the greens I am liking, which I am not a green person. So I have a little piece of extra paper in here, and we're going to bring that dear friend. Goodness, guys, you guys can tell this is pretty messy. I always have it really, really messy. Where is it? And this dear friend I've used, you guys can tell, so many times. It's, whoa, a lot. Let me put this in here, because I just don't want this to get lost. And I don't understand why Stampin' Up! Discontinued this block. I just love it. It's just like so really weird to me. Maybe. That just tells you how bad we are. So let me bring a bigger one, and then we can try to do this. Okay, that worked. And I think I want these again in the Blackberry Bliss. And we're just going to, I'm just going to add it like that. It's so funny how dark the Blackberry Bliss is, huh? I'm just going to put this away now. Oops, now it's stuck. Sometimes it gets stuck. Okay, and now I'm bringing my trimmer. And we are just going to, it's pretty straight, which is quite miraculous, honestly. And I'm just going to cut what pretty, that's good enough on there. And then we're going to cut in here. Something like that. And just because I don't like, I just like this super straight for whatever reason, guys. I just have some issues. I'm going to bring my distresser, paper distresser, and we're going to distress just that so it looks a little bit different, right? Almost done, guys. And I'm going to keep distressing a little bit more. I just want it a little bit lower. There you go. That looks good. And the other one. Okay. And so we're going to add these in here. I want this a little lower. There we go. And let's bring our piece, so our whole card, And I was gonna put it the other side. That's really funny. Let's go ahead and add these. So the way I like to do it is I just put, I don't know, you calculate about, you know what, an inch thick in the middle. And then we're just adding that to our, I'm just gonna bring this out. Sorry guys. There we go. That's probably easier. It's easier to see, right, if we're messing up the amount of glue and all that good stuff. So there we go. Let me clean my hands there for a second. And these is going to go in dimensionals, and we have some straight dimensionals here. So I'm just using the leftovers, which we've done in the past. It's just easier. And so I'm just going to cut the same in the corners right here and use this part of the dimensionals, because then that gives me a straight line, right? And I don't have to, I just have to peel one, and that's very easy. Oh, so that tool, Alice is asking what tool was I using. Are you referring to this one? This is a paper distressing, and it's from Jean Holtz. And it, as you can tell, is old. Look at that. It has some colors and faded, and it's just like really, really in an ugly place, but I really, really like it. So let's see, I'm bringing that color in here, I'm bringing that in there, I'm trying to center this with my piecing here. And because I did that, I am thinking I may be able to just put one of these in here, right? Kind of like that. What do you guys think? Or maybe there. No, that would be too low. I think that I will be able to put one in here. So yeah, Alice, is a paper distresser. And I'm just going to put that one in there. The last thing we need is, of course, some gems. So let me look, because I have not decided what I want. I'm going to be honest. What I was thinking I would like was those that were like little birds, that were in gold color. Those are the ones I was really thinking of. But I don't have any more. I just, yeah. I've used them at all. So let me see. So things I have that may work. Nope, I don't like that one. So I have this one. Nope. Sorry guys, you know that I am pretty picky when it comes to that. Let's see. So I have, these are the purple fine shimmer gems. And I think the light one may do a good job. They're too purpley, and then these is not the color I want. Sorry, keep looking. I have some more. Okay, so these are fresh freesia. That is a good option, but I remember that I have very old ones that I actually bought in one of those sales, guys, and these are the ones I'm thinking of, maybe. Oh no, it's a different purple. So I think I'm gonna go with the fresh freesia here. And we are going to put a few everywhere. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I am so glad you like it. It was kind of like messy. I am so sorry. It was really messy today. I'm gonna put a couple in here just because this is very white, and then I'm thinking of adding one in there. So we're gonna add a few, actually extra, because you know, who says you have to have just a specific amount of gems? Nobody. So we have there 5, and I think we're going to leave it like that. Okay, we made it. We made it. Let me put this all the way there, out of the way. Okay, so this is the one we made today. Like I said, I really want to add a couple of sentiments in here, and I really like it. that idea. Let me show you the one I made. To practice this one, I was only able to make one and I didn't love it, so don't judge me. But this is using these celebratory sips. And I didn't even finish it because it was late yesterday, and yeah, it was just complicated. I do like the belly band very much with the strawberry slush, and I really like strawberry slush, by the way. It's a really beautiful color. I am the person that's gonna have a hard time using it. So lots of learning processes in this card, right? So as you can tell, I mean, it's not ugly. I think that I told you in the past that I don't prefer this paper, and I still used it, right? So that's pretty funny. Looks like this got stuck in there. Okay, that's not good. No, that just tells you. Anyways, so there we go. So let me show you. So see how those are like overlapping, and they just kept messing each other. It was bad, and it was really bad on this side. So you can tell here that the corners were all messed up, and so that's why I decided to make this much smaller, because now it does not go against each other. And I'm glad that kind of worked, because I had not tried it. And then let me show you here. So you can tell I was trying really hard, but see how, I don't know, maybe it's the color. I don't know what it was, but I just did not like how it looked without paper in the back. So that's me. You guys know that I am pretty picky with these things, but this is the card. Again, I did not like it, but I am showing you so you guys see all my mistakes and it works for you. So definitely this needs to be, this was 2 by 2. The one I made is 1/7/8 by 1/7/8. And then, you know, me mindful of the measurements in here, because you can tell they were a little messed up. I was making my templates with this, so that's how it worked. And see, like, it just kept messing up. So I'm not going to give these ever again because it just messes the corners, and that infuriates me. So I didn't finish that one really well because I'm like, okay, I just don't like how it looks. Let me be honest. But I really like how this one looks, even if there's a few not perfect angles. I do like the end result in here. Okay, it would be great if this fit. Oh, it fits. So these I really like. I really like the flowers in here. I really like that there's so much white. It just really helps all those flowers to pop beautifully. So I'm pretty pleased with how this one ended, even if we had to rush and I had have things done. Thank you, Rochelle and Nicole, and Louise and Adrian. I really appreciate it. And Tracy, you guys are so kind. So that's where we're at. We, like I mentioned, guys, all these, we'll have a PDF tutorial. I can actually show you part of it, because let me see if I can. So that's the template. I can show you the template so you guys can check it out. Oh no, it's not going to pop up, so forget it. But there's a template. It will definitely help you with those diagonal scores. And again, it will be ready probably later today. Thank you, Miss Kiwi. How are you doing? So anyways, thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate you know, hanging out with me and always support. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the channel and want to, you know, share, I really appreciate that too. And I am looking for, don't forget that once we get to our 5,000 subscribers, this will be a raffle that I think I'll probably end up doing after I come back from Costa Rica. But I just want you to know this is in line. I don't know how to say it, but this is right there to be yours. You just gotta help me sharing. and these to your friends, to everybody that you know. So if they are interested in getting subscribed, then I appreciate it very, very much. Okay, guys, again, thank you so very much. I really hope you liked today's card. It was kind of like on the crazy fast, but I liked it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening and of your week if you're watching the replay. Also on the replay, if you want to comment down below, let me know what you think of the card, what you think of the colors that we end up choosing. And, you know, again, share. It helps me a whole lot in here. I'll see you next Tuesday. You know, God willing, and you know, guys, I hope God just bless you richly. Bye, guys.